Yes,
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's sunshine outside, but from morning till now, I'm still at home because this morning I have a meeting with my graduate students online. Uh, it's great. It's great, because I cannot come back to the campus. COVID-19 disease is, I think, is serious recently. Account for the safety. So I have meeting online. We discussed about that is recently their study. It's okay, I think. Now I have 12 students in my lab. They're smart and have a high intelligence. So I like them. Yeah, it's okay. And by the way, I shared my recent life stages. I take some pictures about my drawing, my drawing. So, I can paint. I can paint several drawings, and it's only paint colors. It's okay. It's interesting, and I share that I have new plants. In that is, I think in daily life we should have a different, like a happy things. And the feeling is very important, right? For happy, yeah. Reading book, and sometimes make coffee, and sometimes working around the lake. You know that my home is nearby the Shuanwu Lake, so I like in afternoon and after maybe class I will for working. I will to work have a work around the lake. It's great. It's great. So today we will continue our presentations, but I don't ask you whether you have prepared your presentations. So please give me activity that is to pay more attention on your presentation and your final exam report. Okay. So last week, two students have made their presentations excellent, and I'm recording the videos and shared in our WeChat. So this week, I just got a message like from that is I check Tian Tang that his name is I check Michelle Michelle. So I say sorry that he had I think today. So I say it's okay because he had submit his report and point to me 2 weeks ago. I say please don't worry. If you recovered, maybe next week you can continue your presentations. So I check our attended list. Now today, I don't know who will volunteer to make your presentations. Yeah, volunteer. I checked that your message. Yes, his name is Mitchell. Michelle, right? Can you pronounce his name? Maybe I have mistake in pronounce his name. Yeah, I see. I check. So I check that our name sheet. Please wait me a moment. Yeah. Okay. Mitchell. Solomon.
Hi, Lucy.
Yeah, are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
So, Solomon, please, after your presentation, please send your PowerPoint to me, all right?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, okay, so I can share my screen now, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, hello. Can you please see my screen?
Sure, I can see clearly.
Okay, and you can hear me clearly because I'm sorry, but I think I have problem with my network. So
I think it's okay.
okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Solomon Quartin with the ID number 6, and I'm from Ghana, and I'm actually presenting on electronic tool collection system. Okay, so these are my outline. I'll first talk about the introduction. I mean, what the ET system actually is, and then I'll move to the objectives of the system, the components, and also the need for the RFID, and also talk about the tags, the reader, the inlay computer, and how the RFID works in accordance to the ETC system. And then after that, I'll talk about the schematic of the ETC system and then the working process, I mean, how it works, and then advantages, and then finally the conclusion. Okay, so I'll start. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to talk about what the ETC system is. Actually, is the electronic tool collection, and which talks about the system, which is a system that enables the customers to pay the tool automatically without stopping when passing the tool gate. So from the picture over here, yeah, so as we can see, there's a ETC, there's a tool gate there. So we don't have any person, I mean, any people around taking tool gate fee or tool gate money. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to talk about this system, the ETC system, in order to make things very secure and more faster. And then the spread use of ETC system can effectively reduce the traffic congestion at the toll gate, whereby we don't have so many traffic, people shouting, horning, and all that, causing more chaos. So that's basically what the ETC system will actually do here. Okay, so now I'll talk about the objectives of the ETC system. Now, first objective, I'll talk about how it's gonna reduce longer waiting time in a toll queue. There are sometimes you get to the toll gate and then there are some problems with their maybe systems or hard to find change, car breakdown and all that. So I think with this system, it will reduce longer waiting time at the toll queue and also reduce illegal toll gate entry, lower operation costs for the toll charger, and then it saves drivers time, whereby you don't have to stop by and then pay. You just have to go through. The system takes every details of your vehicle and then later takes the deduct the money that they're supposed to take, and then it provides ease of tool payment, like I already say. So that's what I'll talk about the objectives for now for the ETC system. And now we have the components of the ETC system, the electronic tool collection. Actually, we have the RFID tags, which I'll say this is the abbreviation for the radio frequency identification, which kind of uses electromagnetic fields to automatically identify and track car tags, yeah, or tags attached to an object. So it's a system also that consists of a tiny radio transponder, a radio receiver, and a transmitter. Okay, so as we can see in the picture here, so these are RFID system, the radio frequency identification system. So now there's a tag here. I don't know if you can see my screen well, but there's a tag here on a car, which is the RFID tag. And then we have the RFID reader here. This is the reader that reads every information from the vehicle to the reader. And the reader also has an inbuilt antenna. Okay, and then we have the RFID database where every details, I mean, of the every details of the vehicle or the owner of the vehicle saves them to. Okay, so roughly like we have three components for now. We have the RFID tag, the reader, and then the inline computer, which acts as the database system. Okay, so here I would like to talk about the RFID tag. So it's a transporter, like I said earlier, a transponder which consists of a chip and an antenna. Okay, so we can see from here. Sorry. Okay, so the RFID tag itself has an inbuilt antenna, just as the RFID reader. So it also has a chip and then an antenna. And then the microchip contains memory and logic circuit to receive and send data to the reader. So it has a chip here inside inbuilt, which sends or exchange data between the reader and then the RFID tag. Okay. And thirdly, each tag contains an identification number. Yeah, and then data identification, the issuing agency, the tag type, a description of the vehicle, and then other agency specific data. Lastly, the RFID tag is mounted on the windshield of a vehicle, like we can see in the previous picture right here. This is the windscreen. So it could be tagged here, anywhere on the windscreen. But as we can find here is to the upper left of the windscreen. So mostly these are where the RFID tags are placed around every cars. Yeah. And now we move to the reader. Okay, so as we can see in this picture, this is the main reader. This is a mounted reader. So a reader contains an antenna to transmit data and receive data back and forth from the tag on the car. So the car has a tag here, and then the reader has also an antenna, same as the tag also has an inbuilt antenna. So it communicates to each other when the vehicle approaches the reader, the RFID reader itself. And the RFID reader also contains a decoder and the RF module. It could be mounted or built as a portable handheld device. So it could be somewhere or mounted on anything. And thirdly, we'll talk about the inline computer, which acts as the database. So the inline link computer actually checks the data against a database of valid tags and active accounts, deducts the appropriate tool fee from customers' account and passage of raises approves passage of raises a tool gate to allow the vehicle to pass or go through. In another way to allow, give the green light for a vehicle to pass. So the inline computers actually, they are not really at the tool gate, but I think they have their own system somewhere, maybe a head office where they control every in and out passage of vehicle. So they have a system on its own which does that. Okay, so this is the schematic of the ETC system actually. Like I've already said, I think I've already covered most of them, but I'll emphasize more here. Okay, so this is the RFID tag mostly on cars. Yeah, so mostly we have this on cars, and this coil here acts as the antenna. It has an inbuilt antenna and a chip that stores or that have every information of the car owner or the vehicle number, everything, the ID, and all that. So actually, this transmits identification data to the reader. Okay, so the identification data are transferred to the reader with the help of the antenna, which is inbuilt in the RFID reader here. So we have the antenna, which is called antenna of reader, which creates certain kind of magnetic field with coil antenna of tag. So yeah, and then the RFID reader associates tag info with complete info about owner vehicles. Like I said, it takes every details of the car owner into the reader, and then finally transmit to the database system, which is the inline computer. And then therefore here at the fourth position right here, it deducts the appropriate amount from the customer's prepaid account. Yeah. Okay, and then actually on this picture, I'd like to talk about how the the ETC system actually works. So here we have a car which is approaching, and the car has an electronic tag. We have the antenna. The antenna. We have the reader writer, which this both as like the RFID reader, and then this as the inland machine, the chart machine. Yeah. Okay, so as a vehicle, oh sorry. So as a vehicle actually approach a toll gate, the radio frequency field emits. So this field over here emits from the antenna, activates a transponder, and then have an interaction with the electronic tag, the RFID tag, which also contains an antenna, therefore communicate with each other, and then is able to give information to the antenna into the reader. So the transponder actually broadcasts a signal back to the lane antenna with some basic information. Like I said, it takes every information from this car to the antenna here. And then actually that information is transferred from the lane antenna to the central database. So after it has every details of the car here, and then it sends everything into the machine, the charge machine, I mean the database system, and then that is where the transaction actually takes place. So if the account is in good standing, then a tool is deducted from the driver's account or prepaid account. And if the tool lane has a gate, it then opens and then gives the red light indicating that the driver can pass. And actually, this doesn't really take time. I think it works within few seconds, like 6 to 10 seconds, and everything. And drivers don't have to really stop at the two gates. I mean, as cars are approaching, then um, in some few distance, it starts working when the car starts approaching, and it's more faster and more reliable. Yeah. So yeah, just like before, what I explained here is the same here. So the RFID attached to the car, attached to a set to transmit stored data to the antenna. So this is the antenna, and then receive the stored data from the tag and transmit data to the reader. So it sends data from here to the reader, and then the reader receives them, and then receives from the tag here, straight to the computer, and then the database. And this is where the transaction takes place. Yeah, and I'll talk about the advantages. So the entire process takes a matter of seconds to complete the process. Like I said, 10, yeah, maybe 10 to maybe 15, 20 seconds. And then the electronic system records transactions, including the time, the date, the plaza and toll charge of each vehicle. And in this system, there's this really, really safe transaction. There's no situation whereby, like, even if you don't have money in your account, you still have to pay, like, there's a debit in your account. So, yeah. So I think this is a safe transaction. And to my conclusion, finally, with the application implemented into real life, into real time, the avoidance to malfunctions, time maintenance system, and long wait at toll gates has really improved, to my knowledge. And that's all for today. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And for give us a presentations about that is traffic in ETC. Yes, in TC.
Yes, please.
Yeah. This is that is prevalent in now. I think highway that when we drive in highway that we can easily pay that is such as tolls. So here, as you mentioned that at last you mentioned that there exists advantage, right? About like that is a process take a matter second to complete. It because in short time is quickly, right? And is like is include the time data and toll charge of each vehicles can be recorded and serviced maybe. Okay, so please let me conduct you. You know that because sometimes only one truck, okay, one truck or bus will pass that is like is gateway, right? So I don't know that if like I don't know, have you surveyed that the speed, the traffic speed
Okay.
affect that is accuracy? Yeah. Will bring maybe some problems. Can you record the informations when the driver quickly that pass the gateway, right?
Okay, like you mean over speeding, and then maybe the driver doesn't want the system to capture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There are disadvantages as well, and like I said, the system works in such a way that is very smart, and the moment a car is approaching, no matter how speed you drive in, I think it should be able to at least capture your, because even as a matter of fact, we also have CCTV cameras and all that. So yeah, and we have people at the main office, having a watch, having a look on the system. I mean, on the CCTV camera, what's going on outside there. So as a car is approaching, over speeding, I think the system, the camera can be able to record that.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
It focus on, yeah. It's a good method. You see the cameras, that is on cities, we only past that is crossroad. We may pay attention that you not should to not to over the speed, right? Overspeed.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can use the thinner that is to like is with I think it can be combined that is other technologies to solve this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Good. And thank you. And that's all my questions. Is anyone else? And ladies and gentlemen, do you have some questions or want to ask that Mr. Solomon?
Yeah.
Maybe you will find some different scenarios will happen in realistic. So this is what we should to propose that is a new method or technologies to solve that is some maybe a critical problems based on our technologies. I think, I think it's Solomon. I think it's very interesting and sometimes will give us tips if we might make some maybe some maybe we are stuck in doing something. We will find, hey, who will help me? I cannot solve the problems. Can you give me some help? So that is, I say, in my opinions, we maybe we will to propose to some new ideas. Sometimes we will based on what we want to do, what what do we want to do, what we'll face maybe in the futures, maybe like give us convenient, right? Yeah. I think it's great. It's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. Thank you for your excellent presentations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Let's make discussions. All right. Please don't so quiet. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And Solomon, do you have any maybe topic that you wanted to exchange it? Like when you make a service, what you find? Maybe you find that is you like to focus on that some areas in IoT.
Like your question again.
Yeah, I want to know that is when you make this report presentations, why you choose this topic about ETC, and do you have any other that is topic or issues maybe you like to furtherly to study it or to know about it?
Okay. First, I actually wanted to have a presentation on information security.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually, I'm having really a hard time here with my internet connection. So yeah, so I couldn't have more time to do more research.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me just find something simple. Then yeah. So that's why I got this. I'm like, okay, I think the ETC system should be something. Okay, yeah. But maybe in the near future, I would like to work on something more advanced, more, yeah.
Okay, I agree with you.
All right.
So why I provide these questions because you know that this morning I contact with my graduate student.
Okay.
That one guy make his presentations. His presentation, his research based on that knowledge computing. You know.
No, okay.
He made a survey about that how the medical areas that can use the knowledge to analysis to find that the predictions in the futures about one person or patient. So these guys asked us a questions. I think it's meaningful. He asked, "Hey, professor, I found a doctor thesis. Yeah, he found a doctor thesis. I can share my screen like here. I can find my desktop and to let's give you tips about this one. I check that is guys here, like his WeChat,
Okay.
and his. Sorry, I think this student is very smart. He found a doctor thesis. Because it's Chinese, please don't worry. He's just one characters in here about how to make predictions using that is like is a typical algorithms, right? He asked me that, hey, it's make me I don't understand. I asked him why, what problems that you understand. He said that I have read many papers and theses from maybe the bachelor or from doctors, but that the method to write paper is different. Most of them write paper, maybe most of the chapters, the characters is introduced about their algorithms and their innovative maybe method, right? And at last, then we'll introduce that one systems, how to use these algorithms. But this doctor's thesis is different. So I asked him, what's different? He said that most of that is this thesis is only introduced systems. Yeah, only introduced systems, not mentioned much more like the serials, and some algorithms. You see, it's different and make me feel maybe a fathom. I say it's okay because these doctors is depend on that is his institute because maybe he comes from an medical areas. Maybe he is a doctor. He is like only based on that is healthcare. These major, yeah, these majors. So I say it's okay. This paper is very nice. Is I think is realistic. Is realistic and can be development in a realistic society. So here I wanted to propose my issues is I think in the future that all of you will face to maybe engineer, maybe engineering and maybe engineering and maybe companies to companies.
Sure.
So please pay attention. You must based on applications and to choose the realistic and that is reasonable schema or structure of systems and choose the that is correct like is devices to solve the realistic problems. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll send it to you on WeChat.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
And so I'll come back. And next, I check that which ladies gentlemen. I think that is Sandra. Sandra will delay to next week, and the number 10. Number 10. How to pronounce your name? The Tamer or Malika or Malika. Have you? Are you here, Mr. Malika? Number 10. No. And the next is tourist David. David, are you here, David?
Yes, social.
Are you ready? Have you prepared your presentations?
Yes, sir. I can start now.
Okay. And now let's maybe have a rest 10 minutes, and that invite you make presentations. All right?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So, why are you so happy? Yeah, 10
Okay.
minutes. All right?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Let's listening to music. I always feel sad, you know. I miss countries, but it's different. On the next that half past year, that I firmly wish that Canada. I always go to downtown, you know, go to downtown at the weekend and shopping and have delicious food
Wow.
and go to Chinatown to purchase something like some stuff for making delicious food, you know. Yeah, and come back and to make food. Invite my maybe friends, friends, and come to my house and to make food for them. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for
Okay.
hear that my experience.
Thank you too.
Okay. That's all for like next class. Okay. Let's welcome. Yeah.
Mr.
Please.
Chris. Yeah.
Chris. Yeah. Chris. Mr. Chris.
Yes, sir.
Make presentations.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I was just sometimes to chat. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay, Laoshi.
You can share your screen.
All right. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Chris and I'm a CST student. And in today's topic, I'm going to be talking about healthcare monitoring system in IoT. I hope everyone can listen to me, right? Like everyone can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. So, what is please? Okay, what is healthcare monitoring system?
Here's care, right?
Yes.
It's okay.
Okay, healthcare monitoring system is a set of activities undertaken to maintain a system in operable condition and may be limited to an observation of current system states, with maintenance and repair being prompted by these observations. And this is some examples of healthcare monitoring systems. And now let's talk about IoT. What is IoT? Stand for Internet of Things. IoT is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, animals, or people that are provided with unique identifier and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interactions. And here we have how does IoT work? The IoT ecosystem consists of web-enabled smart devices that use embedded systems such as processor, sensor, and communication hardware to collect, send, and act on data they acquire from the environment. This is the perfect example on how IoT system works. First, it collects data and collect and transfer data, then analyze data and take actions. So, what's the point of the healthcare monitoring system in IoT? Um, in hospitals, generally the e-healthcare, the e-healthcare system is used for getting information of patients. Exceptionally, the living healthcare approach has been accomplished within a cable's conversation among distinguished fields. For instance, network protocol and database in space atmosphere. There has been an increase in the healthcare system's use of mobility characteristics and wireless communications, and the emergence of technology has enabled smart appliances and gadgets with mean appraising energy to exploit wireless sensor nodes. The main favor of IoT is to swell the profit of the internet with remote control talent, data sharing, internal connectivity, and many more. The healthcare servers keeps the healthcare servers keep electronic medical records and register users and provide different services to patients, medical consultants, and informal caregivers. So this is how healthcare works. We have internet, and around them we have a lot of healthcare, such as sensor, airflow sensor, and so many others. In conclusion, the present electronic health system do not use mobile phones, tablets, or PC to transmit essential data related to the patient health. In this proposed system, we propose the information about the patient's health to medical professionals via smartphone using IoT. This approach will virtuously supervise the anatomical arguments of the cases and any variation in the preset parameter and any variation in the present parameter will trigger alerts sent to the medical professional. The association of the WANE with an Android smartphone advances enormous practicality. Therefore, this electronic healthcare has the capability of worldwide acceptance. So I think that's all. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope you enjoyed.
Okay, Chris, thank you for your presentations and introduced that is a systems structure of systems of healthcare. Okay, so yeah, please turn to your slide to the page. I think the page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this one. Yeah. Can you enlarge your slides? Yeah. Okay. I maybe here we can exchanges. That is maybe some ideas about this part. This is example of an IoT systems, right? From
Yes.
the left, there is a collection data. I say that based on IoT devices different IoT devices, and the middle is for that is transfer data and collected, right? Collected, and the last right is for analysis. These components. Okay. This is traditional, like systems based on IoT from the original sources, data sources, to to that is a transfer that is the data, and the last to give the data
Yes.
mining, right? Data mining. So please remind that we have studied in these three stages. You know that maybe there exists that is typical, like is a progress or typical or critical technologies to in that each stages. Can you give us some tips about like how to choose the particle thing that is when we transfer data, and how to deploy that is different devices, and maybe like you introduced the healthcare applications, right? How to choose the devices, and what kind of protocols, communication protocols you were to choose, and maybe what method, what algorithms that you can use in data analysis. You can choose one issues. Can give us some tips.
How to choose what device in IoT?
Yeah.
Okay. How to choose device in IoT?
Yeah.
I think for choosing devices in IoT, it's in which how to say, in which perspective, like how to choose devices in which perspective. I mean, in which field? Like I didn't really get the question.
Yeah. I can give you additional tips, right? Maybe guest. Now you are engineer. That maybe I'm a customer. That I want. You will provide design assistance and give me some service. Okay. So sometimes you will ask me what you will do, and
okay.
areas,
I got. Yes, I got you. Okay. I mean, I think to choose a device in IoT, it will depend on the product and its purpose.
Great. Yeah, it's right. And sometimes we should account for the performance of the devices, right? Yeah, such as energy, such as conveniable, and such like that is environment you want to install these devices, right? Yeah.
Yes, we can also consider the connectivity option offered by the devices.
So I think in the future, many devices will be minimal. So the energy and to charge the energy is more important, right? Okay. This is my questions. And as for the second and third, this part for transmit data, the particles, the same. You should account for that is what the scenarios that is you need to build and the data analysis depend on that is your data amounts, and that is such as real time data. If you want to analyze it, you must to face that is a short bit a short, maybe amount of the data, and maybe you should to install the data into a memory, such as like is a read and write, and maybe the read and write different. Okay, thank you. That's my questions.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I have one question.
Okay, good.
Okay, Mr. Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you presented on IoT for healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Which means it also comprises for like IoT for hospitals, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So my question is, apart from monitoring, like for that's for hospitals. So apart from like monitoring patients' health, are there other areas where IoT devices are very useful in the hospitals? So this is just yes or no questions. I just need to know.
Can you come again, please?
Yeah, I mean IoT for hospitals. Okay. So apart from monitoring patients' health, okay, like the device you showed at the beginning of your presentation, yeah, and you made it clear that these are some of the examples. So basically, like those are used in the hospital. So I need to know if there are many other areas where IoT devices are very useful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
IoT can be used in your, like in the presentation you just did. It can be used in the RFID, and it can also be used in IoT can be used in, I mean, at home or in your university. So it can be used everywhere, I guess. So not only in the hospital. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Solomon. And you like a professional. Yes, thank you. Give me additional support. And so, yeah, I wanted to ask the same questions, maybe different aspect, right? So that is healthcare systems is one of the uh, systems, smart systems in modern society, maybe in smart cities, right? So I think in the future, the healthcare can be one component in a large systems. These large systems include not only the healthcare, yeah, the same like Solomon's your questions. That is must give that is a further service like insurance, like insurance, like the health um, reminding, healthy guide, right? And sometimes maybe we will based on the transportations, we will give that a some body symptoms for elderly persons, right? Yeah, that and sometimes we will based on the government software desktop, the government will give us some like policies and maybe for example, for elderly persons, government can give them free to take subway to make to go to hospitals to exam that is health. It's free, and insurance company will give that is coverage, right? The cover the fee in health here, right? Yeah, this is different maybe in the urban that will provide the service for some particular human, such as elderly, such as children, right? Yeah, I think we should to account for more and more software applications were development, and that like you asked that the Chris that besides the like RFID and the sensors and the cameras, maybe in the future we'll have more like sensors uh, devices will appear, right? And can be wearable, right? Can be wearable. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, I hope the future is great. It's great. It's more and more convenient for us.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for this
Thank you,
interesting topic. Thank you. Okay. Uh, anyone else? Please volunteer. If you have prepared your presentations, you can go ahead to make today. Like I check. Please. I check that attendance. Okay. Chris. Next is Hashable, right? Mr. Hashable, right? Are you here? Number.
Yeah, but I text you some time ago.
Okay.
Text you WeChat.
Okay, you mean that you haven't finished your PowerPoint, right?
Yes, not yet, Lausu.
Okay, please prepare next week. Okay.
Okay.
And next.
Laushi, I will send you my PPT in which.
Okay, sure. So, Chris, you can set to my PPT, and you can to I will be friend in WeChat. You can send to me.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
I check.
I'll just see.
Okay, that's it. Chris. Okay, I passed. No, yeah, you can direct to me. No. Okay. So thank you, Chris. I've got your point. Now that's all for today. Thank you. We have two excellent presentations, the issues. So thank you and give me that is a support for exchange our opinions. Thank you very much. And the next week we will invite. Let's order. Okay, please wait a moment. Like Mr. Masudu, Miss Masudu. Yeah, you have that is have sent your message to me, right? Delayed next week, the number 5, okay? Yes, and Mr. Shafa, Shafa, yes, I hope you will be covered soon, okay? Perfect. And the next is uh, like a saddle, and Hashable. I want to 4 students will have 2 class make presentations because this week is I check calendar. Wait a moment. Oh, sorry. Today, this is the I check the calendars. It's November. Is November? I checked 24, right? It's November 24. So it's the 16th week of this semester. Our class will over at 16, I think. This is 13th week of this semester. Our class will over the last 2 lessons is 16th. December 22. the final of this semesters. So we only left, I think, 2, 3. Okay, have 3 weeks, 3 weeks, and 6 lessons. So each week we will must have 3 or 4 students made presentations, right? But it's okay. Okay, we can delay it 1 week, no problems. I'll make presentations. And please, by the end of this semester, and you should give your final report. Okay, by the end of the semester, it's okay. Please to pay your attention to the final report. Anything else? Do you want to have questions? No.
No.
Smiling. Yeah, please. No question. Oh, thank you. That's all for today. If you have any questions, please contact me. We chat. Okay?
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, bye bye, guys.
Meeting ended.